Well, this is TCU's first ranked win in 3 seasons and first win over a top 15 team since 2018. I'm not going to tell you how many games it had been since we knocked off a ranked team, but the number's up there. So with that, we've got head coach Mark Campbell following today's win over NC State. We'll take an opening statement from coach and then open it up for some questions.
Well, what an awesome college basketball game. 2 good teams. Coach Moore has a great team this year. When we scheduled this a long time ago, your hopes of scheduling something like this is that we have a team that's worthy of competing against a team that played in the Final Four. And this is one of those things. Everybody was really, really excited within our program to see where we stack up. And I think we answered that today. And we didn't play great. I think our defense kept us in the game. And Sedona and Hailey were a tough duo. And so just really, really proud. Great environment, great crowd. That our group held our composure, kept it together. This is the first time this season that we really have been tested and been in a true battle. And I could not be more proud of the execution and how the way we finished the game. And so I'll open it up to any questions.
You mentioned Hailey and Sedona, obviously 2 veteran players, but this is only their 4th game together. Just talk about the rapport that they've built in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's the 4th game of the season. So win or lose, this was going to be an awesome opportunity for us to grow and get better. And you have to be in these battles together to figure this thing out. And so like Hailey Sedona, it's their first time figuring out how to play with each other in a game of this magnitude. And they're old veterans. That's a good thing about this team. We have a bunch of kids that have played at a high level. And so Sedona Hailey's 2-man game, that's as good a duo as there is anywhere in the country. And I think that proved out today against a team that's really good defensively.
You said that, you're going to, when you play against good teams, you're not going to run away. You guys got up 12 in the 4th, and then NC State really punched back. How did you feel about your team responding as things kind of got tight? Yeah,
that's the part that you have to go through it. And you didn't know how our team would respond. It couldn't be more proud. Composure, understanding. They threw a little press at you at the end. It didn't bother us. But I think that's also the byproduct of some of these kids. Donovan Hunter played in Elite 8 a year ago. Hailey's played in Final Four. Sedona, Taylor Bigby, Agnes. I mean, you have just a list of kids that have competed at the highest level of college basketball. And so it showed today. And you guys, there's going to be growing pains with this group. We're going to learn a lot from this film, but we were able to get it done while we're still figuring this team out.
You talked about Sedona. It just felt like NC State didn't really have an answer for her. She was hitting the 15-footers, hitting everything down low. Just talk about what she was able to do and how that helped you guys, because she didn't shoot well from the 3, particularly, and some things like that.
Sedona's growth since we've had her has just been incredible. I'll argue this is maybe her best game of her college career against a really good team. To go for 31 points, 16 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 turnovers, and played 40 minutes. You guys, for a true center to do that, protect the rim. Obviously, a lot of our stuff goes through Sedona on the offensive end. To play 40 minutes that hard is incredible. But Sedona, she's ready for this moment. She's ready for this season. Her journey has helped prepare her for this, and she delivered at the highest level today.
You showed a lot of trust in her in that 3rd quarter when she picked up 3 quick fouls. She had 4 with, I think, about 4 minutes to play. What's the thought process you're going through when you know how important she is, but you don't want to afford to lose her either?
Yeah, it's early on, and there's a lot of trust built when you allow a kid to play through that stuff. And when they have fouls and you show, a lot of faith in them. And that's part of the veteran group that we have. She's played in a lot of basketball games. And if we're going to lose, I'm going to lose because we go down swinging. And Sedona's someone that you're going to play through. And if she fouls out, she fouls out. We'll figure it after that. But I do know we need that kid on the court.
How impressive was Hailey's performance, especially considering she didn't have her best game shooting from the field?
Hailey's evolution, it's so fun. We have a whole roster of kids that are blossoming and have had unique journeys in their college career. Last game, Hailey had her career high in assists. To understand her journey, you guys, I think she broke the 2,000 scoring mark today, which is an incredible, I think it's the most points returning in college basketball. And she's evolving. Coming into this game, she had a 3-to-1 assist turnover ratio. She had 9 assists last game, which was her career high. She comes out today, has 10 assists, and has a double-double. She's had 19 assists in the last 2 games. To show you how talented Hailey Van Lith is, it's a 2,000-point scorer that's still learning the game and becoming an unbelievable playmaker in our spread pick and roll. And she's a problem. She didn't shoot it well, but she created things for everybody else tonight.
You've talked about Taylor Bigby before and how important she is to this team. She had the layup there with 8 seconds left to kind of seal the win. She had a huge rebound there at the end of the fourth quarter. Nobody could really score off of it, but she had that rebound to keep it away from us. Just talk about what Taylor did for you guys tonight.
Yeah, Taylor Bigby, we talked about it last game, is just scratching the surface of her full potential. That offensive rebound, we've been harping on her to use her full athletic ability in every area of the game of basketball, defensively, on the glass. Obviously, she can really shoot it, and she's a talented offensive player. And then for Hailey, I love that 2-man action. Hailey gave it up at the end, and Bigby attacked a closeout, got to the rim. And so Hailey is a really important part of this team. Again, she's literally, Taylor Bigby is still just figuring things out and just scratching the surface of what she's going to evolve to. But that's the beautiful thing of this team. There's so many weapons at the end of a game of players that can go make plays for you. Tonight, it was Hailey that sealed the victory.
You talked about your defense coming up. Can you talk about what impressed you most about defense and how you were able to force NC State with so many mid-range shots?
Yeah, we're long, we're versatile. Defensively, for us, I don't care what sport it is, you got to be able to defend to win and compete at the highest level. And so, obviously, everybody on our team gets excited on the offensive side of the ball. But collectively, to get a group, and this group, the 2 things that's unique for this group, 4 games into a season, they share the ball. We lead the country in assists heading into this game, and they defend together as a unit. And those 2 things usually take quite a while for a new group to come together and do. So this is all them. For them to put their egos aside and play good basketball on both ends of the court is rare and special this early in the season.
Going back to NC State's defense for just a moment, you all only had 4 turnovers tonight. Talk about the ball handling and the guards and just their performance overall.
Yeah, if we take care of the ball like that, we're hard to beat. I didn't know we finished with 4 turnovers. That's incredible. 22 assists, 4 turnovers. This group is really skilled offensively, really talented. We have a lot of playmakers, and we really play 4 guards. I mean, Taylor Bigby's our 4-man, but she's a straight guard. She's a wing. And so that's something, if we take care of the ball and defend like we did, you guys, we can play with anybody.
You shortened the rotation a little bit last game, shortened it even more this game with, I think, 4 players over 30 minutes. Just talk about, the fatigue factor there down the end of the stretch and how you thought they held up.
Yeah, great question. We shortened the rotation last game in preparation of this one to get things figured out. And then when you're playing a team of this magnitude, the margin for error is tiny. It's tiny. And so the rotation's going to naturally get tighter. With that being said, I have absolute trust in Aaliyah, in Una, and Agnes. I mean, those are very veteran kids, but it's just kind of a gut feeling sometimes in the moment in the competition of what lineup to go with and who you want to keep. And so, man, you guys, this group is special. This was a big win for our program.
Coach, how much do you let a win like this really resonate versus how much do you say, okay, but this is just the tip of the spear?
Yeah, it's a fine line because you're just building something from scratch. And so you want to enjoy this at the highest level. And I want the kids to enjoy it. And that's part of the process of building. At some point, you become the hunted. And right now, our program where we're at, we're hunting. And we're trying to catch those other programs. And so as you hit these milestones, this is a really, really big win. And so we're going to enjoy this. Obviously, we'll turn the page. We get a couple days before our next one. But yeah, it's last year we had a lot of milestones over the course of the year that we celebrated. And now this year, this is a big one. So we're going to enjoy this. And then we'll turn the page when it's time to turn the page.
Kind of leads into my question. I asked you about the build-up ahead of this game, not making it too big. But now that you're coming down after this game, how do you avoid maybe a little bit of a let-off?
Yeah, that's being old. Again, being old. We have an average age of 22 years old. This group, they all came together with the hopes at the end of this journey that we get to compete at the highest level. And so this group collectively, they're on a mission. I think you can tell that through just the first 4 games, the way they're playing together, how they're locked in. And so I'm not too worried about a letdown. I mean, it's competition, so you never know. It's our staff's job to get them ready. But this is a special group that's very mature and understands we're playing for some high stakes this season.
You mentioned the staff. How'd you feel about the scout today?
Mr. Lopez, Chavi Lopez, oversaw our scout, you guys. And Chavi's been with me 11 years. Getting emotional, but sorry. Chavi did the scout and crushed it, but he's the backbone of this thing.
Anything else for Coach?
Jeez, you had to go there. Gosh dang. Turn the page. Hey, now that my mind's clear, you guys, Chavi, we've been in a lot of battles together. And he has poured his heart into this program, and just thankful for that guy.
And I guess one last question.
Yeah, let's go. And something else. Get a basketball question.
Well, you kind of touched on this in your opening statement, but what do you feel like you learned about this team going up against a team of this caliber, knowing you have Notre Dame and South Carolina down the road?
That'll make you stop crying. Jeez, yeah. So we got Notre Dame and South Carolina right down the pipeline, but we learned a lot. Not everything was great. I mean, their guards are really good. One of their guys, number 10, is unbelievable. We knew that. Gosh dang, she went 5 for 11 from 3, and she hit tough shots. But to beat these elite caliber teams, you've got to be able to lock down those guards. And obviously South Carolina and Notre Dame have a couple of those. So that's something we got to continue to work on. I'm proud of us taking care of the ball. The last 4 minutes, we let the lead slip. Our shot selection a little bit, we could have been improved. When the game's on the line, the last 4 minutes, and that's another thing as you go through the journey, but we got to get a great shot each possession, and we gave away a couple of those possessions down the stretch. Part of that's on me and our staff of the sets we call to help them. But this is going to be incredible game film for our team to learn and grow and get better.
Final defensive possession, you used a couple extra fouls there to work the clock down. Just talk about the team's execution in that moment.
Yeah, that was we defensively we try not to foul and keep people off the free throw line. The benefit was we got to burn a couple fouls down there at the end. And even if I'm okay if it's a 3-point lead coming down the stretch, if you send a team to a line and they have to shoot one-on-one. So I wanted us to be aggressive, make it hard for them to get something off. So that was a huge part to finish the game. The kid actually got a pretty clean look. She missed it, but she got a pretty good look. But the fouls, that was great execution. I think Donovan was involved in a lot of those ones. And that once you get down to 3 seconds or less, they're just kind of making a heave at the basket.
Can I ask you too, just about the crowd and the support for women's basketball here today? What did that mean to you?
Thank you. Great question. I'm so proud of our student section. They were awesome tonight. I know a lot of the different sports teams came out and supported us tonight. So that's what's neat about the TCU family. And then the community, the women's basketball community out here in Fort Worth came out and just gave us a great crowd, great energy. You don't win this game without that environment. So keep coming.
All right, any final questions?
You guys, thank you for all the support, and I'll see you next week.